Hi guys, Henry from ShootingStar here, and today we're going to talk a little bit about another camera helmet, really popular one that's out in the market, which is Cookie Fuel helmet. They're basically all-around helmet that you can customize and arrange to the different types of setups that you're going to be using while doing fun jumping or tandem video and photo shooting, or any type of skydiving discipline that you wish to set up your helmet to film for. So it comes like as you see it, top plate, which is basically what you can remove and add whatever type of mount you need up front. The good thing is mounted right on the front of the helmet, so it's away from everything happening in the back. Risers coming up and reserves coming out. So if you have let's say a GoPro setup, it's going to be right in front of you, basically in your forehead right there, and it is a really good mounting position. It comes with the plates in the sides, which you can remove and add the audible altimeter access ports, which basically is a different plate, just has the shape of the audible, so you can access the audible from the outsides and change the setting as you need them. A lot of people use them if you're doing changing settings between loads or between the different types of skydives. So you have that option as well. They're made for LMB altimeters or audibles, and as well as Alti2, M3s, and Atlases. The new color Alti and Sono Alti will fit inside of these slots, but there's no outside ports for the Sono Alti or Color Alti, since they don't have any buttons, because you set it up all with your phone. So basic setup would be with Cookie Fuel, would be with a GoPro on front, and there's a few options. First one, you just remove the plate, has 4 screws, super easy, and just replace it with another plate. And add the other 4 screws again, and then you have your basic GoPro click-in mount, which you can just use your regular GoPro clip that comes with the camera when you buy it. That is a good option if you're just using that. The only thing is, well, you still have the GoPro's knobs that that could cause a snag hazard in some cases. You also have the option, if you don't want that, to have something a little bit more, let's say, towards the safe side or snag-free mounts. You have the roller mount, which is made for either the Cookie Fuel or the G3. Like you see, it's super easy. Just change plates, unscrew, change the plates, screw them back there. And well, basically with the roller mount, everything comes apart. So this is what holds the camera. And as you can see here, it has different angles, so you can adjust it and tighten these 2 screws and keep it in a fixed position. As long as you tighten those screws, don't go too tight, because these plates are made of aluminum, so and the screws are steel. So if you go too tight, you will mess up the threads, and you will lose the whole mount. So tight enough so that doesn't move freely. And that way your camera, if you hit the door on exit or during climb out, it won't move. Okay, so obviously you have to a little bit more be super careful when you're climbing out. Just keep your head down, so that way you don't hit your camera to avoid damage. But yeah, roller mounts is something super popular. It avoids snags. It keeps the camera flushed into that mount. They are made by Cookie for Cookie helmets, either the Fuel or the G3. So you can order them through ChutingStar.com, and everything you can select from our drop-down menu for the roller mounts is currently what we do have in stock. And they make them for the Hero 2s, Hero 1 or 2s, Hero 3, 3 Plus, and 4, and the newer ones, Hero 5 and 6, and 4 sessions as well. So we try to have a little bit of everything there for every type of camera that's out there. We know there's still a lot of skydivers that still use their Hero 2, so we still keep some of the roller mounts in stock in case we need to get one to you guys. So that's for the roller mount. You can use that and just have your GoPro. Super easy access to the back door, so you can take your battery or your card out. And so that will be kind of the most basic switches for, setups for adding GoPros to a cookie fuel. Then if you're doing, let's say, camera flying and you need a still camera on top, there's the option of the liquid flat lock, which you will need to get the flat lock adapter, which is this piece, which they come in two pieces. Basically this piece goes underneath the shell, and this is how the top part screws to the helmet. Basically sandwich the shell between both, and then that sits right there, and then on top of that you install the liquid flat lock. So there's a lot of people that use it using a DSLR still camera or mirrorless like Sony a6000 on top. And we've had a lot of customers ask us if you can use a GoPro in the front and DSLR on top, and yes you can. The only thing is that you won't be able to use it with the camera right side up, because it's probably going to get in the shot of the of your still camera, because it's going to be right here. And as you can see, if I switch this for the roller mount, you won't be able to use it with a roller mount, because this will keep the camera high up. You will need to get the click-in mount, and then basically your GoPro, you have to, and then this is not let's say snag-free options, but if it works for you, you can do that. Basically just set it up like that with your GoPro click-in mount, and then what you want to do is invert your GoPro and arrange it in a way that, and this I've seen setups with this, you eliminate this screw and just get a smaller screw in any hardware store. You can get the same screw, but just so it sits lower and this doesn't get into shot of the camera. And then you just invert your camera and invert the setting on your GoPro to upside down, and then that way you can have your still camera on top and it won't get on the shot of the GoPro. You still have your video and still camera on top. So that will be a setup that you can use, as you can see. And again, this screw here is just for for mounting purposes, so you can have an idea of how to do it. But this, you can get a regular screw from any hardware store and replace it for that, so you don't have this on your way on the camera lenses, so it doesn't get into shot as well. But then you will have to remember to flip the settings on your camera, on your GoPro, to upside down, so you can have that and and shoot your video as usual. So that is a common question we get, and you can use it either way. Just have a flat lock and just nothing there, and have a video camera, one of those Sony's 4K larger format cameras, and then just swap the insert on the flat lock to a GoPro, or just keep that and keep an extra roller mount and just change it. So if you want to just go with a GoPro, you already have that already set up, and just change those 4 screws, change your camera, and you have a different setup in just a few minutes. That is, if it's kind of the most common setups. DSLR on top, GoPro in the front, and like I showed you with this arrangement, you can definitely work that out, and that way you can still have your video in front, DSLR on top. If you're looking to something a little bit more advanced, or let's say if you're using larger cameras, there is a dual top plate for the fuel, which you can use with a DSLR, or dual the GoPros, or DSLR and video. So you can order the plate separately and install it yourself. We have that option on our website. Or you can order, there's an option to order directly from Cookie, which basically you receive your helmet fully assembled with, if you order with a chin cup with a cutaway system, it will come, everything will come assembled. And if you need it, it will be pre-drilled to accommodate all of your indicators or bite switches you might be using. So this is basically how a dual side-by-side setup on a Cookie Fuel will look like. You have the dual platform, which is made to so you can install liquid flat locks. You can have one on each side, and they are really close together. And then you have this hole in the center, which normally is drilled, so all of your wires and everything are going through that center hole, so nothing's sticking out, and you don't have to put any gaffer's tape around the helmet. So everything's nice and neat and inside. And there's the option. It comes also with 2 GoPro mounts. And just in case you're using side-by-side GoPros, which a lot of camera flyers are using these days, that way you don't have that much weight on your helmet. And some drop zones, if you're tandem factories, they are shooting video and photo with 2 GoPros, and that's super convenient. So you can use that as well. And again, you have the option of the chin cup, which is a cutaway system as well. Super easy to set up. We sell them separately. You can get them with that. It comes with everything you need to set it up yourself, and you can find it on our website. And you can find all the colors that you can see and select on our site is real-time live inventory for whatever we have here in stock ready to ship. So if you want to do the same color as your helmet, or kind of mix match it, it doesn't matter. They're all one size, so we're standard sizing for every size helmet. That way you have the option of a dual side-by-side setup with a Cookie Fuel helmet as well. Again, if you're using a side-by-side setup, let's say a DSLR or Sony a6000 or similar cameras, and then a video camera on the side, and you want an extra video camera on the front, you can do the same upside down front camera setup here. Just remember to change that screw, this is just for to show you how the setup will be. But then you can have 3 cameras in just one helmet. This will be right in your line of sight, so it's not too in your line of sight, but it will work. Okay, it will be right there, and that way you know that where you're pointing your head, you're shooting your video or your photos or anything you're doing. But yeah, that's another option with the Cookie Fuel, and which is kind of similar to Tomfly setup. You have a big plate. Tomfly's surface is, well, it's all molded to that, so everything passes right beside the helmet, and it's kind of how the dual top plate of the Fuel is designed. So it's designed to hold your cameras and minimize snags, but again, you have to be aware that sometimes your camera is going to stick out a little bit, so you take precautions when you're pitching your pilot chute or you're opening. Just keep that in mind. But it's kind of the same type of setups you can use either with a Tomfly helmet or with a Fuel helmet. But yeah, those are mounting options for your Cookie Fuel helmet, from the most basic setup with the GoPro or GoPro, or a DSLR with the flat lock and flat lock adapter. Remember, to install the flat lock on a Cookie Fuel, you will need the Cookie flat lock adapter, which screws to the helmet, so drilling is necessary, and then the flat lock adapter is sold separately as well, and that will screw on top of that the adapter. And well, roller mounts for different GoPros that you might be using, from GoPro Hero 2s to the newer versions, Hero 5, 6, and Session, all made by Cookie for Cookie helmets, either the G3 or the Cookie Fuel. Super easy to set up, 4 screws pretty much everywhere with just one type of Allen wrench. You can use that to take this off and change your side ports, or change your front plate. And when you order the flat lock, it comes with all the necessary tools as well. The only thing you have to do is drill. We can also do it for you if you order a Cookie Fuel and you're ordering the mounts and flat lock adapter and everything. We can ship it to you ready to use, everything drilled and installed. We charge a fee that you can also find online, and just click on that and add it to your cart, and that way when your order comes in, we will take the helmet to our loft and do all the necessary assemblies and then ship it out for you ready to use. So you have that option as well. There's another option when you're ordering the dual mount. Like I mentioned before, you can order it piece by piece. You can order the chin cup and the do-it-yourself, so the self-installed dual top mount for the Fuel, or you can order it directly from the factory through us. So basically we'll receive it from Cookie as you see it, everything installed and just ready to jump. If you're ordering flat locks, we'll attach it to them, or they will come pre-assembled from the factory. So you have the different options when you're ordering something like the dual camera setup for the Cookie Fuel. Everything you can order through ShootingStar. But yeah, for the fuel, it's super easy. It's one of the most customizable helmets, or customizable camera helmets out in the market, which you can just have different components and switch them and change them. You can change the chin strap to a cutaway chin strap or a cutaway chin cup. Change the plates on the sides, on the top. So basically it's kind of the most transformable or customizable, let's say, camera helmet in the market. Really light, really good camera platform. You know, all the great quality that Cookie helmets is known for. So yeah, feel free to check them out. And in the Skydive section, ChutingStar.com. And if you have any questions regarding how to set it up or what you need to order, just shoot us an email to gear@ChutingStar.com, or give us a call, and we'll help you, walk you through it, and you know, kind of give you a little tips of how and what to order when you're placing your order online. Well, that's all for today. Stay safe and blue skies.